it's your power versus mine. And the Senate gon' pay for it. Isaiah 13 verse 9. Waiting on a return. Waiting on a return. But when he return, you gon' feel that heat burn. You gon' feel that heat burn. That heat burn. Waiting on a return. Waiting on a return. But when he return, you gon' feel that heat burn. You gon' feel that heat burn. That heat burn. Even Israelites who know the truth, who love the sin, your body gon' make steam. Live in the sin and you wanna see the Lord. That's Amos 5:18. This kingdom can't suit you. Not at all. No matter how hard you try to fit. Obadiah 1:15 is the only return that these other nations gonna get. Oh my Lord. The earth on his deathbed and he pulling cords. Oh my Lord. When the director say cut, we all gonna be swinging swords. Keep your head.
Shalom. We are the brothers of the house of the redeemed servant. We're going to bring forth some powerful information today dealing with Moses when he was, after he had fled from Egypt. Okay? A lot of times, you watch these stories, the Ten Commandments, this, that, and the third, that they have brought forth, and they never show you in detail what Moses' life consisted of for that 40 years that he was in wilderness. All right? So all praises to the Most High. We're going to go into this information. We're going to be utilizing the Bible. We're also going to go into the Zondervan. And primarily we're going to be dealing with the book of Jasher. You have to understand, we know that certain, they tamper with our records. But we understand that we can go into these historical books to pull out critical information that uplift our nation and the power of Israel, which is Yahweh. All right? So we're going to be going into this history and giving you detailed information about Moses' life when he was in the wilderness. All right? So what we want to do is we want to give all praise and honor to our Savior. And let's get Colossians 3:17. This is going to be some information that is useful dealing with how the Most High dealt with our people, placed us in foreign lands, whether you're talking about Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and even Joseph, putting us in a foreign land and raising us up. And once we are lifted up, we promote the law, statutes, and commandments. One of the things that they have misled us to believe is that Moses had no knowledge of our Father, which is Yahweh in heaven. That he had no knowledge of him, nor did he have knowledge of his own history, knowing that he was from the seed line of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So we're going to go into this information. It's going to be potent that we bring forth this information. But let's give honor to our Savior.
Colossians 3, verse 17.
Bring it out.
And whatsoever ye do, in word or deed, do all by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai, giving the water to the Alahayim, and the Abanawa Yahweh, the water Yahweh.
All praise to the Most High. So we're going to give all praises to the Most High and his dear son Yahweh, his dear son Yahweh Shai, and who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right? So all praise and honor to our Savior and our Heavenly Father. So we want to take this opportunity also to salute the elders of Israel. Salute with much respect and honor for all your hard work and your labor, and to all those brothers that are laboring to do this work sincerely throughout the nation and throughout the world. All right? We give all respect and honor to all those that are laboring in the truth. It's very important that you continue on, brothers. There's a tremendous onslaught against this information. And we got to stand strong especially in these last days.
That's right.
Because we are under attack from Egyptologists. We are under attack from Nile Valley religion. We are under attack from the white man and their theologians and their scholars. But yet we're going to stand strong on our information and the information that the Most High have blessed us with. So double honors to the elders, all praises to the Most High and to the nation. All right, so now let's go into Moses. We're going right into it where Moses left Egypt. All right, so we're going to be going into the book of Jasher, and we're going to be starting at chapter 72, and we're going to start at verse 20 here.
And on the third day, they came to fight at the side where the serpents were, but they could not approach there.
All right, so now let me let you understand what's going on here. This is pertaining to the Kushite Empire. Who are the Kushites? The Kushites are the modern day Ethiopians. Understand that, all right? So the Kushites are the modern day Ethiopians, and what happened was wars was breaking out amongst them, amongst themselves. It was wars breaking out. So when you look at the Nile Valley religion, you can't lump all them up together. All right? There was wars amongst them. Understand that. All right? So the wars that happened between them, we're going to go into the history and see how Moses played out in this position. So there was a specific war that was going on in the Kushite Empire, which is the modern day Ethiopians. Come on.
Let me start from the top.
Yep.
Start from the top. And on the third day, they came to fight at the side where the serpents were.
They came to what?
To the side where the serpents were.
And they came to fight
at the side where the serpents were.
Read on.
But they could not approach there, for the serpents slew of them 170 men. And they ceased fighting against Kush.
Against who?
Against Kush.
Go ahead.
And they besieged Kush for 9 years. No person came out or in. Verse 21.
Now, again, we're setting up the platform of this specific war. The Kushite Empire had a king, and his name was Kukanus. Okay? And Kukanus had an army, and he was issuing dominion over his land. All right? And he had those that had rebelled against him. All right? So now there was a proclamation with Moses. And there was a certain man, all right, that raised up against Moses in his youth. All right? And he fled to a specific city in Kush, which are the modern day Ethiopians, and rebelled against the king Kukanus. Now we're going to go into the information and find out that Moses joined this specific army. You thought Moses was just some man was just in the field dealing with sheep. This man went and joined an army. And you're going to find out today. Come on.
Verse 21. At that time that the war of the siege were against Kush, Moses fled from Egypt from Pharaoh, who sought to kill him for having slain the Egyptian.
Okay, so now again, we know that this scenario is in the Bible. All right? And when Moses fled for killing the guard, all right, he fled and he came upon this army. Now let's read.
Verse 22. And Moses was 18 years old when he fled from Egypt.
How old was he?
18 years old.
He was 18. So now that's critical information, all right, that you would not otherwise have if it was not for the book of Jasher. See? Understand that. Now, if you want to know the legitimacy of the book of Jasher, all you got to do is go and read Joshua 10 and 13, all right, and Samuel 1 and 18, which makes reference to what? The book of Jasher.
That's right.
Understand that, all right? So we use this source as a nation of people, all right? Come on.
And Moses was 18 years old when he fled from Egypt, from the presence of Pharaoh. And he fled and escaped to the camp of Cacanus.
To the what?
Of Cacanus,
Go ahead.
which at that time was besieging Kush. Verse 23. And Moses was 9 years in the camp of Cacanus.
Understand that. So now, as you can see, Moses came upon this camp and stayed there 9 years with an army. This man wasn't twiddling his fingers out there dealing with sheep and whatnot. All right? It was a time that he was doing this, but prior to that, at the age of 18, all right, he went and became a man in Cacanus' army. Understand that. 9 years. Come on.
And Moses was 9 years in the camp of Cacanus, king of Kush.
King of who?
King of Kush.
Understand that, family. Read.
All the time that were besieging Kush, and Moses went out and came in with them.
Okay, so again, Kush was besieging Kush. Understand that. So there was wars amongst the Hamite families. There was wars. You can't lump everybody up together. So as the Kushite had a king, which were the Ethiopians had a king, and the Egyptians had a king. Two separate dynasties. Understand that. You can't give Cacanus the glory of Pharaoh. Cacanus didn't have nothing to do with Pharaoh. He was his own king of a different lineage of Ham. Understand that. So now we're getting a different branch. They always want to talk about Egypt, Kemet, this, that, and the third. We're finding about the Ethiopians. See? And they had their own governmental structure, their own king, and their own army, separate from the Egyptians. Understand that. So they try to say, oh, well, you're dealing with the Nile Valley. Listen, the Nile Valley, that's just a cover-up word. They try to lump everybody up together. They were different, and they had their own lineage, their own story, their own history, and their own customs. Understand that.
That's right. Verse 24. And the king and princesses, the king, Salaki, and princes of all the fighting men loved Moses.
They what?
Loved Moses.
They loved Moses, a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right. For he was great and worthy. His stature was like a noble lion. His face was like the sun. And his strength was like that of a lion. And he was counselor to the king.
So now, when you're looking at the history of our people, you have to go and get these historical records. All right? You have to get the historical records and take a look at these things. All right? So now we're getting the history of Moses went into an army of Cacanus, the king of Kush, which is the Ethiopians. Went into this place and thrived there and rose up in a position same as his forefather Joseph did in Egypt. All right? So now as we're seeing at this information, everybody loved Moses. Understand that. Come on.
Verse 25. And at the end of 9 years, Cacanus was seized with a mortal disease, and his illness prevailed over him, and he died on the 7th day.
All right. So Cacanus died. All right. So now you're going to find out some interesting history about Moses. All right. And the things that he was dealing with in the land of Africa, or the land of Ham. which is biblical. Its biblical name, Africa's biblical name is the land of Ham. The northeastern part. All right? Understand that. So this is Moses' journey in the land of Ham. Now he's left the Egyptians and dealing with Kush, which is the modern day Ethiopians. Now the king died. Let's see what happened here. Come on.
Verse 26. So his servants embalmed him and carried him and buried him opposite the city gate to the north of the land of Egypt.
So now these are Kushites, Ethiopians. Why didn't they mummify him? Huh? Why didn't they build a pyramid? Huh? Mm-hmm. See, this is proof that there was different customs and different cultures in Africa. Dealing with the land of Ham. You can't just lump them all up together. That's Understand right. that. So now you're getting it said the man was buried. Understand that. Read on.
And they built over him an elegant, strong, and high building, and they placed great stones below.
No pyramid.
Great stones below.
Read on.
Verse 28. And the king's scribes engraved upon those stones all the might of their king Hyrcanus, and all his battles which he had fought. Behold, they are written there at this day.
God, read on.
Verse 29. Now, after the death of Hyrcanus, king of Kush, it was grieved his men and troops greatly on an account of the war. So they said one to another, Give us counsel that we are to do at this time, as we have resided in the wilderness 9 years away from our homes.
Right. Read on.
Verse 31. If we say we will fight against the city, many of us will fall wounded and killed. And if we remain here in the siege, we shall also die.
Right.
For now, all the kings of Abram and of the children of the east will hear that our king is dead, and they will attack us suddenly in a hostile manner, and they will fight against us and leave no remnant of us. Now therefore, let us go and make a king over us, and let us remain in the siege until the city is developed, or Salaki, until the city is delivered up to us.
All right. So now they are they're still dealing with the siege, and in the process, their king died. Now they're looking for some sort of leadership. And we're going to find out where did they go for this leadership. Let's see. Come on.
Verse 34. And they wished to choose on that day a man for king from the army of Hyrcanus. And they found no object of their choice like Moses to reign over them.
Like who?
Like Moses to reign over them.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that they said they couldn't find anyone better than Moses? Understand that. So if you don't dive off into this history, you will never find out that Moses became a king in the land of Kush. You're going to find out. We're going to get it in detail here. He became a king. Now, why is this not in the movie Ten Commandments? Huh?
Great question.
Why are they not dealing with this information here? See? You got to be able to do your research and find out the records of our people. This is a great and wonderful story that needs to be brought forth. Let's get it.
Verse 35. And they hastened and stripped off each man his garments and cast them upon the ground. And they made a great heap and placed Moses therein. And they rose up and blew with trumpets and called out before him and said, May the king live. May the king live.
God. May the who?
The king live.
Moses became a king. Come on.
Verse 37. And all the people and nobles swore unto him to give him for a wife Adana, the queen, the Kushite.
Woo! Oh, we finna go. It's finna go in right here.
Ah.
Now, you're going to find out that Moses knew who he was. He knew his history, and he knew who his forefathers was, and he knew of the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
All right? At that time, which was written in our heart, written in our history, written in our culture, which helped him sustain himself in this situation being surrounded by non-Israelites. So let's see, we're going to find out what kind of king was he, and did he have knowledge of his forefathers?
Verse 37. And all the people and nobles swore unto him to give him a wife, Adana the queen, the Kushite.
So now they done gave Moses a Kushite woman. Let's see how Moses responds and how some of you simple Negroes need to respond while we're in this land. This is the proper action and function what you need to do and understand and learn how to love your own. All right? No matter what it is, you need to learn how to love your own, man. And you're going to find out Moses gives a great example here, family. Listen good.
Wife of Carcanus. And they made Moses king over them on that day.
They made Moses what?
King over them on that day.
They made Moses a king. Read on.
Verse 38. And all the people of Kush issued a proclamation on that day, saying, every man must give something to Moses of what is in his possession.
Every man must give something to Moses. Understand that. Read.
And they spread out a sheet upon the heap, and every man cast into it something of what he had. One a gold carrying, and the other a coin. Salaki. One a gold earring, and the other a coin.
So now, like, you know, here at the House of the Redeemed Servant, we got many men that have come and joined the House of the Redeemed Servant. All right, and they have stories, and certain things within them stories have groomed them for the positions that the Most High have for them. You don't even know what the Most High had for you. Moses didn't know. All right, but the Most High was grooming him for leadership of the children of Israel. See? These things are learned by experiences. It's not something that he just magically knew how to organize a people. But as you see here, he was a young man, and he was made king. After 9 years. Understand that. Come on.
Verse 40. Also of onyx, Salaki, also of onyx stones, bdellium, pearls, and marble, did the children of Kush cast unto Moses upon the heap, also silver and gold in great abundance.
So Moses was not a poor man. Understand that. Go ahead.
Verse 41. And Moses took all the silver and gold.
What did he do?
Took all the silver and gold.
He took all the silver and gold. Read.
All the vessels. All the bdelliums.
Go ahead.
And onyx stones, which all the children of Kush had given to him, and he placed them amongst his treasures.
Understand that.
And Moses reigned over the children of Kush.
What did he do?
Reigned over the children of Kush.
He reigned over Kush, a Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Read.
On that day, in the place of Carcanus, king of Kush.
All praises to the Most High, man, for that information, man.
That's right.
So as we read on, you're going to find out that certain customs of Moses that he kept, and he had knowledge of our history. We're going to go into it. We're going to continue on, all right? But as we can see here, he was made king and reigned over the Kushites, man. Hebrew, man. Reigned over the Kushites. Let's
That's
go.
right. Chapter 72, verse 1.
73.
Or Salaki, 73, verse 1. In the 55th year of the reign of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, that is in the 157th year of the Israelites.
So that means that Egypt was operating. They wasn't all up under one umbrella. They was different families, different kings, different rulerships, different customs,
That's
different people. You can't just, we're just going to call them now value religion. No. These people were different and had their own understandings of history and religion. They was different, man. So you can't just lump everybody up together. As I say it again. Come on.
Read that again.
Read it again.
That's right. In the 55th year of the reign of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, that is in the 157th year of the Israelites going down into Egypt, reigned Moses in Kush.
Understand that. So now, you know what that is? This is proof and evidence, family, that we were not in Egypt for 400 years. So now I want you to take this 400-year prophecy here, and I want you to read this because it said 100 and what year?
157.
So 157 years we was in captivity. All right? So now we're going to go into the Bible here. All right? And we're going to get the 400-year prophecy to prove that it was not during the time of the Exodus that we were in a certain captivity for 400 years. Understand that. This is potent information here. All right? One second. Here it is. Let's go. Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. All right? Genesis chapter 15. Follow along with us, family. All right? Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. We are showing you that as we do, when we do our due diligence and our research, we were not in slavery and captivity in Egypt for 400 years.
That's right.
That didn't happen till we came to America.
That's right.
See? So we're going to get the prophecy out of the Bible to prove this. Come on.
Genesis 15, verse 13.
Bring it out.
And he said unto Abram, Know of surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
How long?
400 years.
So this proves without a shadow of a doubt that we was not in Egypt for 400 years. Now let's go back to the book of Jasher, and I want you to read that last part again. Salaki, I want you to finish that. I want you to give me verse 14.
John.
All right, verse 14. We're back in the Bible. Verse 14, come on.
And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance.
Hold up. So now, as you can see, this nation that was judged was not Egypt. Though Egypt was judged. Don't get me wrong or misunderstand what I'm saying here. Egypt was judged. But this prophecy was not pertaining to Egypt. It was pertaining to America.
That's
Understand
right.
that. Which is the modern day Babylon, which is the daughter of Babylon.
That's right.
Understand that. All right? So now let's go and see, family. Moses was already 26 years old. So he would have to live, 250 years for this prophecy to be speaking of the Egyptian captivity, family. Come on.
In the 55th year of the reign of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, that in the 157th year of the Israelites going down into Egypt, reigned Moses in Kush.
Woo.
Verse 2. Moses was 27 years old.
How old?
27 years old.
Salaki, I said 26. The man was 27 years old. After 100 and how many years?
57.
157 years of our captivity. So we have to understand and know this history. Come on.
Moses was 27 years old when he began to reign over Kush. And 40 years did he reign.
How long?
40 years did he reign.
40 years. Come on.
And the Lord granted Moses favor and grace in the eye of the children of Kush. And the children of Kush loved him exceedingly. So Moses was favored by the Lord and by men.
He was favored by who?
By the Most High and by men.
Read on.
And in the 7th day of his reign,
Right?
all the children of Kush assembled and came before Moses and bowed down to him to the ground. And all the children spoke together in the presence of the king, saying, Give us counsel, that we may see what is to be done to this city. For it is now 9 years that we have been besieging round about the city, and have not seen our children and our wives. Verse 7. So the king answered them, saying, If you will hearken to my voice, and all that I shall command you.
The king, which was Moses.
That's right.
Read.
Then will the Most High give the city into our hands, and we shall subdue it.
Wait a minute. So why is Moses speaking of the Most High here? I thought he didn't have no knowledge of the Most High till he went to the mountain. This man knew his history, and he knew of his forefathers. Understand that.
That's right.
Certain things that he was dealing with, all right, in Egypt, all right, as he came forth, as he was growing to the knowledge of himself. See? And then when he came to the fullness after doing his own research, knew of his history.
That's
and you're
right.
going to find out here in a sec. Come on.
Verse 8. For if we fight with them, as in the former battle which we had with them before the death of Hyrcanus, many of us will fall down wounded as before. Now therefore, behold, hear and counsel for you in this matter. If you will hearken to my voice, then will the city be delivered into our hands.
God.
So all the forces answered the king, saying, All that our Elohim shall command, that we will do. And Moses said unto them, Pass through, and proclaim a voice in the whole camp unto all the people, saying, Thus saith the king, Go into the forest, and bring with you the young ones of the stork, each man of young, one in his hand. And any person transgressing the word of the king, who shall not bring his young one, he shall die. And the king will take all belonging to him. And when you shall bring them, they shall be in your keeping. You shall rear them until they grow up, and you shall teach them to dart upon, as is the way of the young ones of the hawk. Verse 15. So all the children of Cush heard the words of Moses, and they rose up and caused a proclamation to be issued throughout the camp, saying, Unto you, all the children of Cush, the king's order is that you go all together in the forest, and catch their young storks, each man his young one in his hand, and you shall bring them home. And any person violating the order of the king shall die, and the king will take all that belongs to him. Verse 18. And all the people did so, and they went out to the wood, and they climbed to the fir trees, and caught each man a young one in his hand, all the young men of the storks, and they brought them into the deserts and reared them by order of the king. And they taught them to dart upon, similar to young hawks. And after the young storks were reared, the king ordered them to be hungered for 3 days, and all the people did so. And on the 3rd day, the king said unto them, strengthen yourselves, and become valiant men. Valiant men, and put on each man his armor, and gird on his sword upon him, and ride each man his horse, and take each young stork in his hand.
God. So what was going on here, family, is Moses was building an army. We got to deal with this enemy that is before us. So he was using wisdom, all right, to take time and build an army so that they can take down their enemies. Understand that. So it took supreme wisdom to organize that. So I wanted to interject here so you can understand that what is going on. This is the historical record of what happened when Moses was made king over the Kushite Empire, and they was going to battle, and he was building an army. Come on.
Verse 21. And we will rise up and fight against the city at the place where the serpents are. And all the people did as the king had ordered. And they took each man his young one in his hand, and they went away.
God.
And when they came to the place of the serpents, the king said to them, send forth each man his young stork upon the serpents. And they sent forth each man his young stork at the king's order. And the young storks ran upon the serpents, and they devoured them all, and destroyed them out of that place. Come.
God.
And when the king and the people had seen that all the serpents were destroyed in that place, all the people set up a great shout. And they approached and fought against the city, and took it and subdued it.
What did they do?
Took it and subdued it.
So now, Moses had a victory as king and general of an army. Understand that, family? So the man used supreme wisdom, organized this, took down their enemies, and have captured his first victory as king and general of the Kushite Empire. Understand that. So now we're getting this critical information. Information that otherwise, if you would not read the book of Jasher, you would not have this information. What is the problem here? We are not supposed to read this? Is this not important? Our history is important. All right? So I want you to go to Deuteronomy chapter 32 so we can understand why is it important that we get the history. Oh, well, brother, that doesn't have any weight or any value on my salvation. Well, let's see what the Bible says, okay? 32:7.
Remember the days of old.
Do what?
Remember the days of old.
Do what?
Remember the days of old.
Remember the days of old. Read.
Consider the years of many generations.
Consider the years of many generations.
Ask thy father, and he will show thee.
Ask our forefathers, and they will show us.
Come, thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Our elders, and they will tell us. Read.
When the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
You know what I want? Job 8:8. See, this is what it is. So the Bible is telling us to do our research. Find out of our forefathers. See? So this is what we're doing here. Why are you mad at me? Because I'm reading the book of Jasher. Huh? What harm am I bringing to you? I'm only following what the Bible says. Let's get it.
Job 8:8. For inquire, I pray thee.
Do what?
Inquire.
Inquire.
I pray thee.
So he said, inquire, I pray thee. So he's the Bible is instructing us to do our research.
That's right.
Come on.
of the former age, and prepare thyself to
No,
the
go-
search,
To the what?
to the search,
To the what?
to the search
To the search. Go
of
ahead.
their fathers.
Of their fathers. Understand that, family. So you're going to find out that it is potent and very important that we do our research.
That's right.
What is the problem here? Here, brother, you are using all these books and this, that, and the third. Brother, I am doing what the Bible has commanded me to do, which is what he has asked of me to do,
Come.
is do my research. Understand that.
That's right.
So we're using the historical reference here, which is the book of Jasher. Those that have a problem with it, we're just getting the history of Moses. As we continue on, let's go.
Verse 25. And they approached and fought against the city and took it and subdued it, and they entered the city. And there died on that day 1,100 men.
How many?
1,100 men
Go ahead.
of the people of the city, all that inhabited the city, but of the people besieging not one died.
Woo! Hold up. Hold up. Shut the front door. Okay? It said not one of Moses' men that was in his army, not one died. I want you to read that again.
Woo. Verse 26.
Uh-huh.
And there died on that day 1,100 men of the people of the city,
Right.
all that inhabited the city, but of the people besieging not one died.
Woo! How? Read on.
So all the children of Kush went each to his home, to his wife and children, and to all belonging to him.
All thanks to Moses and the Most High Power Yahweh. Understand that. So this is what Moses had done for these people. No different from what Joseph did when he saved the Egyptians. Moses went and saved the Kushite Empire. Understand that.
That's right.
So we look at and we have to get this information to see the importance of what the Heavenly Father has done for our people. Understand that. Let's go.
Verse 28. And Balaam, the magician, when he saw that the city was taken, he opened the gate, and he and his 2 sons and 8 brothers fled and returned to Egypt, to Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Now, again, when I made mention of the enemy of Moses, this was him, Balaam. See? He fled from Egypt to this place. Then when he saw that Moses took them down, then fled back to Egypt. See? So, if Egypt and the Kushites are all from the Nile Valley religion, why wasn't any help coming from the Egyptians, huh?
Right. That's right.
That don't make any sense, man. Why was no help coming from the Egyptians? It didn't have nothing to do with the Egyptians. Understand that.
That's right.
Let's go.
Verse 29. They are the sorcerers and magicians who are mentioned in the book of the law, standing against Moses when the Most High brought the plagues upon Egypt. So Moses...
Woo, hold up. Now that was powerful right there. That was powerful. So these same men are the ones that when Moses went back to Egypt, that was when he threw down the serpent stick, when he threw down the staff, and it turned into a serpent, these were the magicians that was on the side of Pharaoh that threw down their staffs. And what happened? The staff of Moses swallowed them up. Understand that.
That's right.
That's powerful right there. Read that again.
Verse 29. They are the sorcerers and magicians who are mentioned in the book of the law, standing against Moses when the Most High brought the plagues upon Egypt.
Wow.
So Moses took the city by his wisdom, and the children of Kush placed him on the throne.
Hold up. Read that again.
Come on. So Moses took the city by his wisdom,
By his what?
by his wisdom.
By his wisdom, go ahead.
And the children of Kush placed him on the throne instead of Kakanus, king of Kush. By Shomashiach Yahushua.
Powerful right there. See? That is our big brother, Moses, placed on the throne. Why is this information not coming out anywhere, huh? Why ain't nobody talking about the greatness of the Hebrews, man? Because it's a war against the Hebrews, man. It's a war against our history. It's a war against our culture. It's a war against this information. Understand that. Come on. It's not in there.
Verse 31. And they placed the royal crown upon his head, and they gave him for a wife Adana the Kushite.
Oh. Here we go. Now again, Moses had knowledge of his forefathers. We are going to prove it here, and he's going to display what we should be doing with our nation. We need to be with our own people, especially when it comes to regards of your wife or your husband. Needs to be of our people. Now we're going to get this in the Bible real quick. All right? In Deuteronomy. One second, family. Because this is critical here. Let's go to Shalak. Yeah. Let's go to 2 Kings. Let's get it in 2 Kings. All praise to the Most High. 2 Kings. Salaki. 1 Kings chapter 11. 1 Kings chapter 11. All right. One of the reasons that Solomon failed is because he took the wives of other nations. So we're going to get the Bible. We're going to see what the Bible says about whether or not what should we do. Should we do that or not? Right? You there? And that's Deuteronomy 7:3. We're going to get that too.
Which one? 1 Kings
11 and 2.
1 Kings 11, verse 2. Of the nations concerning which the Most High said unto the children of Israel.
Let's start at verse 1. Verse 1, family.
Verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, woman of the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Edomites, the Zidonians, and the Hittites. Of the nations concerning which the Most High said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love.
Right. Read on.
And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines.
Now let's go to Deuteronomy 7 and 3. Deuteronomy 7 and 3.
Deuteronomy 7, verse 3.
Now this is a law, okay? This is a law that's contained in the book of Moses. Hallelujah.
That's right.
Okay? Now, he was doing this prior to the book being written because this understanding was established with our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right? When it was time for Isaac to get a wife, his mother and father told him not to get a wife of the Canaanites, not of the Hamites. When it was time for Jacob to get a wife, they said, don't get a wife of the Hamites. Understand that. Let's go.
Deuteronomy 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire.
Exactly. So now we understand that we understand about the story of Jethro. We understand that Miriam spoke against Moses because he took a wife of the other nations. But this was prior to Jethro. But we just want to make this clear. This scenario what we're about to read is prior to Jethro. Let's go. No, let's go back to the book of Jasher.
Verse 31. And they placed the royal crown upon his head, and they gave him a wife, Adana the Kushite, queen, wife of Cacanus. And Moses feared the Most High of his fathers, so that he came not to her, nor did he turn his eyes to her. For Moses remembered how Abraham.
Who?
How Abraham.
Moses what?
Remembered.
He what?
Remembered.
He remembered. Go ahead.
How Abraham had made his servant Eliezer swear, saying unto him, Thou shalt not take a woman from the daughters of Canaan for my son Isaac.
God, so clearly the man had knowledge of his history and his people. Come on.
Verse 34. Also, what Isaac did when Jacob had fled from his brother, when he commanded him, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan, nor make an alliance with any of the children of Ham. For the Most High, our Elohim, gave Ham, the son of Noah, and his children, and all his seed, as slaves to the children of Shem.
Understand that. So now we're going to go into the Bible to see this prophecy. All right? Let's see here.
Exodus 18.
No. One second, family. Now, we're going to go to Genesis chapter 9. We're going to start at 25. Showing you how this lining up with the Bible. Come on.
Genesis 9, verse 25. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Most High of the Elohim of Shem.
Of Shem.
And Canaan shall be his servant.
And Canaan shall be his servant. Now let's drop down and see, was Canaan a Hamite? Drop down to verse 10 and 6.
And the sons of Ham, Kush, Mizraim, Phut, and Canaan.
And who?
And Canaan.
And who?
And Canaan.
And Canaan. So now let's go back to the book of, let's go back to the book of Jasher here.
Verse 36. Well, I'm going to start
35.
Salaki. For the Most High, our Elohim, gave Ham, the son of Noah, and his children, and all his seed, as slaves to the children of Shem, and to the children of Japheth, and unto their seed after them for slaves forever.
How long?
forever.
Understand that, family. Read on.
Therefore, Moses turned not his heart nor his eyes to the wife of Cacanus all the days that he reigned over Kush. And Moses feared the Most High, our Elohim, all his life. And Moses walked before the Most High in truth, with all his heart and soul. He turned not from the right way all the days of his life. He declined not from the way, either to the right or to the left, in which Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob had walked.
So the man had knowledge of his forefathers. Understand that, family. This is critical here. This is critical that we understand that he had knowledge of his forefathers.
That's right.
Come on.
Verse 38. And Moses strengthened himself in the kingdom of the children of Kush, and he guided the children of Kush with his usual wisdom. And Moses prospered in his kingdom. And at that time, Abram and the children of the east heard that Cacanus, king of Kush, had died. So Abram and the children of the east rebelled against Kush in those days. And Moses gathered all the children of Kush and a people very mighty, about 30,000 men, and he went forth to fight with Abram and the children of the east.
Understand that. So again, there was wars amongst the Hamites, man. Understand that. Come on.
Verse 41. And they went at first to the children of the east. And when the children of the east heard their report, they went to meet them and engaged in battle with them. And the war was severe against the children of the east. So the Most High gave all the children of the east into the hand of Moses.
Who? In the hand of who?
In the hand of Moses.
In the hands of Moses. Come on.
And about 300 men fell down slain. And all the children of the east turned back and retreated. So Moses and the children of Cush followed them and subdued them, and put a tax upon them, as was their custom.
God. Come on.
Verse 44. So Moses and all the people with him passed from there to the land of Abram for battle. And the people of Abram also went to meet them, and they fought against them. And the Most High delivered them into the land, into the hand of Moses. And many of the men of Abram fell down wounded. And Abram also were subdued by Moses and the people of Cush, and also gave their usual tax. And Moses brought Abram, Salakia, I'm saying Abram. Abram. And Moses brought Abram and the children of the east under subjection to the children of Cush. And Moses and all the people who were with him turned to the land of Cush. And Moses strengthened himself in the kingdom of the children of Cush. And the Most High was with him, and all the children of Cush were afraid of him.
Come on, come. So all praise to the Most High, man.
That's right.
We just wanted to come together today and bring forth this powerful information about the history of Moses when he was in the wilderness. We're going to continue this series on dealing with Moses, bringing forth more information as we continue to do our research and we continue to build on our knowledge. All right? We just want to say peace and blessings to all the nation of Israel, all you brothers that's out there laboring in this truth. We salute you from north, east, south, and west.
That's right.
Keep doing what you're doing. May the Most High be with you. And we just want to salute you and say, Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shabbarakathon, Kwam Yasharah.
Yeah. leaving everything sewn up. Death by the billions, you'll be wishing you was dead. You gon' wish he never showed up. Come to separate people, even bodies from their head. Is that an oven that you in? Is that an oven that you in? 2 Peter 3:10. It's gonna be hell for you before you go to hell.